Science jerks. Science jerks. Science jerks. The rate of change in acceleration of science. Science jerks.
Welcome to the Science Jerks. I'm Chacho, and with me is my co-host, Robert Chan.
How's it going?
What's up, Robert?
The way you paused, it sounded like you were expecting reverb. Like I would do reverb in post, and if not, maybe even have it in the board here.
Jerks.
I almost bought one of those boards.
The reverb board?
Yeah. That was like $30 more, and I was like, I don't need that.
Imagine how much more production value we would be getting out of this thing if you had bought that board.
$30 more. I just told you how much it was more.
Well, nobody can tell the difference anyway, because I can do the reverb right here.
Oh, we are good at this. How you doing, Rebecca?
Really well, thank you.
Yay!
Joining us for our first and only episode.
Go ahead and say
so
it.
far.
Prestigious.
Our first and last episode is our special guest, a comedy writer, an improviser, a hilarious woman who is our friend, Rebecca Leib. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm not a scientist.
A non-scientist.
I just want to get that out of I just want to tell you that.
For the first time ever on the Science Jerks podcast.
I just want to reiterate that is the case.
To be clear, this isn't called the scientists who are also jerks.
No, I know.
This is the Science Jerks because we enjoy it, but we're not good at it.
I just don't want anyone. I don't want anyone to think that like you brought on some sort of expert to sort of even out like the weight of you guys not.
Tell us about string theory now.
No need to undersell. They'll figure it out.
Just
They'll
know
figure it
that
on their own.
people.
Rebecca writes for some websites. What are you? Where can we find your work?
Well, you can find my work at Slacklust. In case you didn't know, Delisted, Say Something Funny, Bitch. Sometimes other sites like kids, children are
You said in case you didn't know. Was that a website or was that like for Dave's benefit? Like in case you didn't know,
no, that's a website.
This was okay. Can we stop naming websites things?
Say something funny, bitch. A website, or were you just talking to us?
Confusing. Say something funny, bitch. I'm just being sassy. I don't have a job.
Slacklust, and also say something funny, bitches.
Is sass a job now? Can you get paid to do that?
No,
is it professional?
I barely
sass
get paid to write.
Artists.
Fair enough.
But I also have my own website, RebeccaLeib.com, which you can visit.
Leib with how many E's?
All of them.
All of the E's?
All these.
Rebecca, Leib.com.
Yeah.
REBBEC.
No, REBECCA.
One B.
Or is it REBE?
You anti-Semite.
RECCB.
One.
CCC.
No C's yet.
I'm just going to wait till you get it right.
Zoopsychology.
Chacho and Jan here with Rebecca Leib, and this story is out of San Diego, where scientists are measuring beluga whales' whale song, and they're finding that they're mimicking human speech.
Oh.
Beluga whales are trying to tell us something, people. Maybe Timmy is down a well again. We don't know exactly what they're saying, but they have been recording beluga whale song, and they find that beluga whales are sounding more and more like humans. And they're singing old crappy
Science is
songs.
being made as you listen to this.
It started out with there was this one a guy who worked at the San Diego Aquarium who was swimming in the tank underwater, and he heard somebody go,
and his dick out, and things happen.
Oh, yeah, he was raping beluga whales, and he heard somebody go, out. This is actually in the article. It says that he heard somebody say the word out. And so he got out of the tank, and he said, "Who told me to get out of the tank?" And then he realized it was the whale.
No! That is the most horrifying thing.
The whale wanted him to leave because that was the whale's place.
Oh, God.
And his dick was in him.
You know what? I don't recall.
This is inferred from the article.
I don't recall any sexual activity being mentioned in the article.
The actual rape wasn't in the article. We're just conjecturing.
Sure.
But turn up the audio, because this is what the whale song sounds like.
Oh my god.
This is a beluga whale
It's like my dad
trying to sing.
on a road trip.
Doop-de-doop-de-doo.
Oh,
It was
that is
disturbing. That was
horrifying.
incredibly disturbing.
Oh my
If you
god.
think that's disturbing,
Up the ante.
this article points to some other animals who have tried to mimic human speech.
Well, I've heard the dog.
We know parrots can do it. A lot of us have heard the dog who says "I love you." This is a husky dog,
He's on a pink bedspread.
Mishka. Are you saying he's gay?
It's an
Are you
in
saying
the background.
Mishka is gay?
It's a box and a chair. Oh, Jesus. This dog gets more fucking accolades than I do.
It still strangely makes me feel better about myself.
Really? I just feel terrible.
But this is a harbor seal named Hoover. Check this shit out.
The name's important.
Doing an impression of the homeless.
Get out of here.
Come over here.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's,
No!
This is
Play
a-
that again. Oh no! Oh god, he said get over here.
Come here, kid.
No.
It sounds exactly like the homeless guy outside my house on Hyperion every time I leave for the morning. Hey, come over here. Get over here.
Kind of attracted to it.
No, I am sorry. Because, like, I remember that movie Species. I was like, that's silly, like a giant cockroach, it, like, looks like a human or
That
whatever.
movie
like that.
was flawed.
But,
It is real.
But that shit right there, I would, if I had heard that in real life, no, I would not go over there. Because
come over
Hobo
here.
tells me to come over here. I'm not going to do it because he's going to stab me. Whatever. Hit me with
And
his
then you
bindle.
look and
but
it's a seal.
that's when you freak the fuck out.
It's like, how homeless people have pets next to them? It's going to be pets have homeless people next to them! No. You guys.
Or there's just going to
Times
be
are changing.
seals living under our overpasses asking for
It'll
change.
smell better, at least.
Are you going to change?
No, it'll smell like fish.
Yeah, that's better than human feces and piss.
I'm sorry, it'll
think.
smell like fish and seal shit.
Briny.
Oh no. Oh. There's a thing, when you look at robots, you can tell that they're a robot, and so that's fine. And you look at a human,
For now.
and you look at a human, and that's fine. There's a place in the middle, and this is the problem that androids currently have, where it's called the uncanny valley. And it's a place where things look almost human, but not quite. And
Hate
that's
it.
when it gets super creepy. And that is what that is right there.
Yeah.
It's the audio version of a robot that looks really human, but like its eyes blink a little weird, and like it smiles just a little off. And you're like,
And also, we can't get complacent in our place as the most evolved species on the planet, because don't
No.
forget, all the other species are still evolving and might take over our government at any moment.
Dude, as soon as an octopus learns how to do that, we're fucked.
Sexology.
Okay, Chacho and Chan here with Rebecca Leib, and in the obvious science files to anyone who's ever been in the comedy community.
Or who has ever seen a comedy show on television.
If you've ever known a comedian, then
Or
you
a
know that men and women can't just be friends.
Okay, so this is taken from the scientific journal Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Yes, Scientific American reports on this that, guess what? Heterosexual men who have heterosexual female friends want to have sex with them. And guess what else? Heterosexual women who have heterosexual male friends don't.
I know. The men. I love how obvious this article was.
Exactly.
We're still reporting on it, but everybody knows it all the time.
They did a scientific study on dudes with female friends want to fuck them. Chicks with male friends don't really
want them around.
Or
to
they
fix
just
cars.
have no idea. Like they're like, I don't know.
Or they're completely oblivious.
Can you just help me, like, you know, like with my homework?
Can you
or,
open
build
this
my dresser?
jar for me?
Yeah.
If I open this jar, then maybe someday she'll have sex with me. I'm just going to keep opening jars. They did they really did this study. They put men and women in different rooms and asked them questions about
like
their
friend groups,
their platonic friendships.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, the guys all had sexual intentions. The women were all oblivious to those intentions.
But I also think that maybe the women were sort of socialized to be like, oh no. I don't know. I sort of feel like they were...
Are you saying there's hope?
Maybe.
Are you saying all those jars that I opened for you earlier were... Even though you didn't ask for them, I just opened them just in case.
Yeah, I came in with an array of jars. It was weird.
I opened this bottle of wine, Rebecca. Did you like it? Do you like how I opened it?
No, I'm just confused.
Do you want any more
and
bottles
tired.
open?
I'm going to watch a romantic comedy.
Here, have some more wine.
It is good to actually put some scientific rigor to some of these things, because it is just sort of an anecdotal thing for the most part. Like, oh yeah, all guys want to fuck their girlfriends and all girlfriends don't want to fuck, or whatever. I imagine that the numbers weren't actually like 100% of the guys wanted to have sex with the women and, vice versa. But it is good to actually, do some research. And then at that point you have that data, like, why, and does it vary by culture? Is that do the same, because in essence it's a mating ritual. So in South America, is the same thing happening? Is that like a universal trait, or is it just something that happens in Western culture or whatnot like that? They're interesting.
I don't believe that was a variable in the study.
No, but it's something that you can do eventually. This is the first step.
Yeah. Let's go to South America and see.
Let's open jars in South America.
Go make friends with some females and see if they also don't want to fuck us.
Oh, jeez. I really I think that women, like, I don't know. I think women are very socialized to be very, like, crowd pleasing in a lot of ways, and especially in a scientific context where they're being questioned. Like
but also, I mean, there's supposed to be like some anonymity there, and it's probably not like, okay, all the girls are in a room.
No, but you're in a room and you're getting questioned for this platonic friend. You don't know really like what, they don't give you a whole lot of background information when you're doing these studies. A lot of them are like psychology students who have to go in for their credit. Right. I just think
you don't think though that then they would
I bet there's
open
some,
to answer like truthfully.
Some of them, but I think I don't think it's so one-sided as this article.
Sure.
There's definitely socialization involved. I agree.
And hopefully, also, they factor that in when they're coming up with those numbers. Like there will be a certain percentage that do that.
And you have to take into account the fact that sex is a bigger risk event for women than men in general.
Absolutely.
And it's best to approach women like that, saying, "Are you interested in engaging in a risk event?"
But that's how women think about it.
Would you like to do something that's no risk to me and a huge risk to you?
That's why women don't have as many one-night stands as men, statistically, because it's just more dangerous.
It is. Absolutely it is. Especially when it's with us.
Correspondent Alex Berg.
So, Alex Berg, you went to the Singularity Summit this year.
Fuck yeah, I did, man. It was awesome.
Okay, so the basic overview of the Singularity is that in 40 years, there will come a point where there's so much information that we won't be able to foresee the...
40 years? Obama promised it's going to be in his next term, damn it.
Jesus. I was not aware that was part of his campaign platform.
Yeah, no, Obama's campaigning on a very solid superhuman intelligence will take over the world platform. It's something Romney obviously does not endorse.
He's only stumping in the northern states with that.
Yeah.
He's still busy trying to subjugate women. Could you imagine him dealing with robots? Yeah, what is the 2-sentence summary of the concept of the Singularity? For the three people left
the core idea of the Singularity is that as advances in computing rather are increasing at an exponential rate. And that at some point in the near future, we'll get to a point where we design superhuman computers or even just human-level intelligence computers, which are then intelligent enough to improve themselves in ways that we as humans could not do and could not conceive of. And as that happens, it'll create a feedback loop that, in theory, will sort of run away and lead to a infinite / monumentally exponential growth in intelligence in pretty much everything in the knowable universe.
Although
that's
to be
the
fair,
extreme version.
We have human level intelligence right now trying to improve itself, doing kind of a shitty job. I mean, there's The Secret, and there's like yoga
game.
classes, but it's still a pretty slow process.
I think the game is a good way for the human species to evolve itself.
I think between The Secret, the game, and maybe like landmark forums, there's a good chance we'll never even get to the superhuman intelligence part.
Now,
of things
the scary thing is, will this superhuman singularity intelligence use the game on us to seduce us and then
I expect
neg us
that
into
in the early years of intelligent machines, we will see a lot of negging of their human counterparts.
negging us into submission.
Yeah, and likewise, probably a lot of peacocking with clever computer programs that do flashy things.
So was that a topic at the conference? Tell us about this. Where was it? San Francisco?
This is in San Francisco Sonic Center, which is actually like a really nice venue. I went. This is the second time I've been.
The Masons? Is that what you said? The Masonic Center?
The Masonic Center, yeah. So, like, as if you needed any other reason to think that the Masons were the driving engine behind all of history, this is the final nail in the coffin.
They're trying to stake their claim into the infinite future.
Yeah, they started with Jack the Ripper, and they're moving on to Ray Kurzweil. So they have their mouthpieces.
So was Kurzweil there? For those that don't know, Ray Kurzweil was the first one to coin the term singularity, right? And
No,
actually, that's not true. Werner Vinge coined the term the technological singularity in a 1993 paper he wrote for NASA about tech futures. And then Kurzweil is
Did he just popularize the idea?
The biggest and most optimistic proponent of the idea. He's the cheerleader, the charismatic, big-tittied face of the singularity, as it were.
the big-tittied, bald, bespectacled face.
Yeah, so that's just so you know, Ray Kurzweil's like the cheerleader. So all the other nerds who are in favor of this thing are like, maybe like the weird goth girl who's like makes really funny jokes in your math class, but like you just can't, like, because you're 17, you can't really imagine dating someone you're not attracted to.
I wonder what happened to her.
Reality beat you down enough yet to accept that just happens sometimes?
I should give her a call.
Yeah, we all should. We all should.
We should give the weird goth girl a call.
I feel like adults in general owe the like witty 17-year-old goth girls in their math classes a massive apology for being such schmucks when we were kids.
So how was the conference? What did you learn?
It was really cool. There wasn't a ton in the way of hard predictions given in any of the lectures themselves, but because I was there on a press pass with a Good magazine, I got to go into like the press room after the talks and like ask questions one-on-one. And in the press room, Kurzweil very confidently asserted that by the year 2029, we would have computers with emotional intelligence that were fundamentally indistinguishable from human beings, which was pretty cool to hear. I think it's very optimistic myself. But then again, Kurzweil's, exponentially more intelligent than I am. So who the fuck am I to say?
Now, when will we get computer intelligence that is into goth and Morrissey and like cute pixie skirts?
If it follows the track record of human intelligence, I think after the first computer intelligence arrives, it'll take approximately 4,000 years for it to discover goth and Bauhaus and all that sort of stuff.
You don't think it would instantly sort of look around and see that the life is meaningless and then start listening to German
sped up? I think it's
rock?
Probably maybe 10 years.
Yeah, I think really it depends on where the first, superhuman intelligence originates. If it's in, like Germany or Croatia or Eastern Europe or something like that, I think we'll see a goth superhuman AI, probably by the early 2050s. If it's in China or somewhere where they have less access to global media, or Iran where there's like a big firewall, then I think we're probably looking, closer to like, 2100, 2150, something like that.
What if the first AI is just all they want to do is sit in cafes and talk about Dadaist art?
If it arises in San Francisco, I feel like there's probably going to be a strong contingent that are just going to devote their energies to making computer drugs, like drugs for computers. Like
yeah.
There's going to be
the equivalent of like a software-based LSD.
Mm-hmm. Or like everyone I ever met in San Francisco. Oh, yeah, I'm a writer. I haven't written anything lately. I mostly just wait tables right now.
Okay, now I'm against this concept of singularity because that's all I need is more fucking writers out there.
I'm a musician.
Yeah, the competition will be fierce. But I think the good thing to know is that if there are superhuman AIs and they do become sitcom writers, I think we can pretty reliably expect them to land their first gigs on something like what's the show with the fucking nerd guy, the Big Bang Theory, or something
anything
like
by
that.
Chuck Lorre. I feel honestly like he's already doing that, just cutting and pasting old episodes of the Big Bang Theory, putting it in his 2.5 Men, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think for those of us who are in like the like sort of the Modern Family, Arrested Development vibe of things, I think that our jobs, though we might not have them, are probably safe from a superhuman AI or something like that. But yeah, I think that the Chuck Lorre set is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So do you think a superhuman AI comedy writer could improve Two Broke Girls, or is that just beyond the scope?
I think that a subhuman comedy writer could improve Two Broke Girls.
Great, so they're going to be goddamn subterranean troglodytes trying to take my job now.
Yeah,
There already
sorry,
are,
Chan. You're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
There already are.
It's time for a quiz.
It's time for a quiz. We're here with Quizmaster.
Can you just call it "It's time for a quiz"?
Now
it's time for the segment. It's time for a quiz.
But how will people know what that segment is?
Because it's time for a quiz.
We're here with Quizzy Lizzie, Quizmaster Lizmaster.
Lizmaster E. Easy E?
Queasy.
Is that stepping too far?
That's too many. Elizabeth Ababling is here to give us questions, and we will determine who is the smartest of them all.
We're still here with our guest, Rebecca Leib, and we will all be facing off in quiz.
Yeah, just general science quiz questions, and we'll see how this goes. So give us the first question, Elizabeth.
All right, guys. First question is, what does DNA stand for?
Okay, so what have you got?
All right. The correct answer is deoxyribonucleic acid.
All right.
Boom.
I think
Is
that
it
we all got
I
it.
didn't spell it right, but I got
Does
it.
spelling count?
That would actually count, I believe.
What?
DEOXYRIBONUCLEIC. Acid.
No. DIOXYRIBONUCLEIC acid.
I have DIOXYRI.
Of course, the correct spelling is DEOXYRIBONUCLEIC acid.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds,
The first part I really
that sounds a lot, or in
acid.
fact, exactly like mine. So.
I still want the credit.
Is it DE or DI?
It's DE.
DE.
Yeah. So everybody gets the point for that, even though I got a better point. And let's go on to number 2.
All right, question the second. What red-blooded body organ are vitamins A, B, D, E, and K stored in? The The answer is the liver.
Boom! Boom! Liver!
Shit.
Yeah!
Fuck, shit. It's the kidneys.
Okay, that's possible.
All right, the science hosts save face for now.
Okay, the kidneys do a lot of other valuable things.
That's what I
Just
thought.
not
They do a lot of
correctly.
things.
Yeah, well,
Might
they
as
filter.
well.
They filter
I
all the
know,
bad
I
stuff
know.
out.
I was
The
know, but
good
they're
stuff goes in the liver. The bad stuff goes in the
nutrient-
I was
They're
on the
still
kidney
nutrient-rich.
fence on that one.
Right?
Yeah, that was my second choice.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the WHO is the abbreviated name for what international scientific organization?
Roger Daltrey.
Pencils down.
Whoa. Ooh, that was freaky. What is it?
All right. The answer is the World Health Organization.
I said the weather hologram. But I think I should get a point for that. Kidneys,
Honestly,
weather hologram.
That is a point for best answer so far.
well, no, that is a point on the Cobra assessment scale.
Thank you.
Like when you walk into the Cobra Terradome, they're like, "What are your skills?" Well, I worked at the
Invention.
Weather Hologram Organization. You'll be
Very good.
We'll put you on the Weather Dominator immediately.
Okay.
Get heavy water. Next one.
Number 4.
Number
many are
4.
there?
The energy possessed by a body because of its motion is called blank energy.
You just drawing a jar again?
Yeah. I just said weather hologram. So you guys liked that answer.
What is the answer, Elizabeth?
All right, the correct answer is kinetic.
Oh, shit.
Kinetic energy.
I started right down
You know, inertia, right?
I thought inertial energy.
I feel
Actually,
like I'm a lot of
I feel like
bridesmaid
that
in this one.
might be correct. Also,
That is not correct.
inertial energy.
No, that is the
No.
inertia. Inertia is
Yeah, it's the accumulated,
tendency for an object to stay in motion. It is not the energy itself. The energy itself is what I wrote down, which is kinetic. It's right here.
Yes, did I?
Oh,
All right, you
okay,
two.
okay,
Settle
so
down.
Last question.
All right, the International System of Units, or SI units, is a very widely accepted system for units of physical quantities. What is the SI unit of the physical quantity weight?
Kinetic. It's not going to serve you bitches now, huh? What?
Are you done, Dave? You're still looking. You're concerned. What is it? What is it, Elizabeth?
The correct answer is a Newton.
Oh, damn it!
shit.
Oh,
I
I
damn
said
it!
Graham too.
I see, yeah. Did you say Graham, Dave?
I said pound, which I knew was wrong,
Oh.
and I crossed out stone, which
Good.
I knew was also wrong.
Oh,
I couldn't come up with
Yeah.
the term Newton.
no, I knew it wasn't Graham, but I was like,
Yeah,
what's
I
the
know,
other-
but I was
what,
like, "There's
I know,
no."
yeah,
I was
Graham
going
is-
through all of the
Graham is
metric
mass.
system in my head.
And a Newton
But
is
not all
like
of
a
it.
gram meter per second squared, I think, or something like that.
Oh. Oh.
Okay, we
well,
all
let's
got
total it
that
up.
one wrong. So for the first half of Beat the Hosts, or whatever the hell it's going to be called,
It's time for a quiz.
I think it's 4 to
To 3.
3.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I took some points.
You took a point for Weather Hologram Organization.
And kidneys.
Well done.
I took a point for whether you guys liked my answer or not.
Well,
You guys still win.
You know what? There's quality and there's quantity. So quality, you got 3.
All right.
okay.
That's part 1 of our Beat the Hosts quiz with Rebecca Leib.
Yeah, show up
And
next episode and find out.
next
if she
episode for the
catches up with
exciting
us.
conclusion.
Seismology.
Chan here with Dave and Rebecca. In April of 2009, there was an earthquake in Italy. 309 people died. It was a tragedy. It was rough earthquake, and a lot of it's due to like poor building codes and that sort of thing.
A lot of pasta was ruined.
A lot of pasta,
Terrible.
man,
And pasta sauce wasn't tasted.
Mm-hmm.
There were a
tragedy.
lot of spaghetti was thrown against walls.
You understand.
I have a lot of experience in this area.
A lot of pots were watched, never boiled.
Oh.
Here's the thing, though. 6 seismologists and 1 official went to trial and were sentenced to prison for failing to predict how bad the earthquake is. 29 people who lived in this city of L'Aquila sued for almost 8 million euros because science can't predict earthquakes. We know this for a goddamn fact because earthquakes are still unpredictable.
How negligent were they? Like, I want to know. Like,
No, they weren't
was it
negligent.
Obvious?
No, there were.
How
there
obvious
were,
was the earthquake?
There were small shakes beforehand.
There was some
Okay.
pre-shakes.
Yeah, which doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be an earthquake.
Yeah.
They said, like, you know what, it's possible, but, it's not a real big chance. There's probably not
They
going to be
didn't sound the alarm that
yeah,
there's going to be a big quake.
And a bunch of people left anyway. Some people stayed behind. And apparently they think that seismology is magic. And that for some reason these wizards withheld the information, causing untold damages and trauma and 8 million euros worth of pain and suffering.
So they're going to jail.
They're going to 6 years in jail. They're never allowed to hold public office
Not
again.
just jail, but Italian prison.
Italian prison, which is so much
I feel like this
worse.
is more reflective of the Italian judicial system than anything else.
And let me tell you, the marinara sauce in Italian prison, not enough garlic.
No, but taste it. But just
the
taste
worst.
it. Why don't
It's
you taste it?
it's better than Olive Garden, but still
I have an
not
Olive Garden
great.
gift certificate.
Really? You want to
Yeah, right now.
Aren't you concerned there might be an earthquake?
go? If
No.
there is, and you don't tell
Not at
us
all.
right now, you're going to prison.
Prison, and
No, I'm
you'll
not
owe us 8
concerned,
million
but-
euros. The problem here is that when people don't understand science and still have access to public policy, this judge clearly doesn't understand what seismology is and also believes that scientists are magic. Then you get a situation where scientists are no longer willing to give the best information. They'll start crying wolf anytime there's a 1.2 on the Richter scale. They're like, sorry, going to be a huge earthquake. Everybody abandon ship. And then the next time it happens a day later, well, sorry, going to be huge. Better get the fuck out. You're not going to get anything done because they're going to be so afraid of being litigated.
Yeah.
The baffling thing is, no one has ever predicted a giant
know.
earthquake ever.
Yeah, it's you can get in the ballpark. It's like the weather. We've got a pretty good idea of how patterns work, and we'll get pretty close.
But even chaos theory shows that you cannot accurately predict the weather more than 3 days in advance.
Even the prosecutors only asked for 4 years for these scientists,
Yeah.
and the judge gave them 6. And sticking them with this huge fat
Maybe
bill.
this guy was a total fuck up, you guys. Like, maybe he should have been
Clearly
like.
he is. No, wait a minute. The judge or the seismologist?
Maybe the seismologist was. Because I can't, in my head, I can't imagine how the Italian judicial system would have ruled that. Because everybody knows that you can't predict earthquakes.
You would think.
But maybe he was just being a total fuck up. Like, maybe he was
There's 6
super
of them.
hungover.
There's 6 of them and a dude.
6 are going to jail for
one
6
official.
years?
They're
Yeah.
all going to jail for 6
Holy
years.
all
shit.
guilty
There's
of
something
manslaughter.
wrong with
Are they going to
Italy.
the same jail that Pussy Riot is in?
Dude, do you know where they're going? They're going
to Siberia.
They're going to the worst prisons in Siberia,
God.
like the old the Stalin era Siberian prisons.
Hey, you guys want to go try to break Pussy Riot out of prison?
You know what? I'm afraid to leave the United States now. As bad as things are out, as bad as they
I
are
know,
here,
it's no faith.
it's so much worse out there.
God, you guys.
Oh, people, right?
Non-Americans.
Right. America.
Fuck yeah.
That's our show.
That's the show for today. Thank you very much to Rebecca Leib for being here. All these stories, go look them up at sciencejerks.com. You can email us at Chan at ScienceJerks.com, and Dave at ScienceJerks.com. ScienceJerks.com. Just go to ScienceJerks.com and just press the email
Type in
button.
consonants.
It's also my
until
website.
your fingers are tired.
Visit RebeccaLeib.com for all of Rebecca Leib's stuff.
RebeccaLeib.com with all the E's on your keyboard.
You have to use everyone.
And
Rebecca will be back in a few days for the second part of this episode. Is that what we're calling them? This is part
Sick of me?
2
Too
of
bad.
Rebecca Leib. Join us next week for Leib 2, the Liebening.
Leib Redux.
Leib Redux.
What I wouldn't give to be in your situation right now. Really? You want to know my situation? I have $57 in my bank account.
Cheers to that.